What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Jesse Showalter. It is Thursday, and we have sad news. It's today and tomorrow, and it's the end of the challenge. But good news, because there's always more amazing new challenges coming each and every day, each and every week here at behance.net. So if you have never participated in a challenge and you like UI and UX design, want to learn a little bit about Adobe XD, this might be the place for you. So if you're watching on YouTube, come on over to behance.net and click live, and you can watch us here live along in the stream. We got Sam Peterson in the chat moderating. Cornell is here. Mona is here saying nice shirt. Thank you very much. I figured I would go a little country fabulous with a short sleeve denim. Let's get it. Howard says hello. Let me know where you're coming from and what are your plans for this weekend. Maybe you're diving in and getting a little bit more involved in the challenges and finishing up your files. Maybe you're going swimming. I don't know. Let me know. Colleen says aloha, Jesse. Hey, aloha back to you. That's hello in Hawaiian. It's also goodbye and love. Did you know that? I lived in Hawaii for quite a while. So as you're jumping in, it's good to see you live, says Dana. Hey, it's good to see everybody as well. Julia is here. Colleen is here. Howard is here. And while we are welcoming people into the chat, let's take a look at the Daily Creative Challenge. If you've never done it, 9 challenges. Today we're on challenge 8. But don't worry, if you're just coming in for the first time, you're not late. You can participate today without having to do the initial 7. It's good news for you. And here's what we do. You just go to behance.net/challenge/XD, and you can see this amazing page where you can sign up on the big blue button. And if you scroll down, we see each of the challenges unlocked. Today, we're talking about some animated shorts. Shorts, like pants with very little legs. That's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be making a little e-commerce app. We're going to be animating, prototyping a little bit, and maybe even using some overlays to give a good and fast user experience. Is there an emoji for shorts? If there is, find it, post it up there. The first person to put shorts emoji wins. What do you win? My love and my respect. All right. Hey, if you are just joining us also, you definitely want to join the community chat, not just the live chat, but over here on Discord, where there's over 36,000 creatives on the Adobe XD Discord. This is where you're going to post your work and where I'm going to be reviewing work posted at the end of this stream. So stick tight for that. Hang around for that. We are going to kick right over, because if you were to scroll down and hit get started, you would get a starting file, and it's not that one, it's this one. It's going to look a little something like this. Let's take a little deep dive here. We're going to be doing some sorting and filtering experience inside of an e-commerce app. We want to use Auto-Animate to move the products in and out of a masonry layout, create a quick view mode using overlays. So a couple features we'll be focusing on today. Pretty cool. We have covered some great features so far in Adobe XD. Scroll groups, components, component states. We've talked about Auto-Animate and drag and all that fun stuff. We did some audio kind of stuff. Oh, Julia W was the first one to post a little tiny pair of emoji yellow shorts. Really, really great. And Cornell says the plan for the weekend is complete the XD and the Illustrator projects and send your CVs off to get you a job. Let's go. Let's go, Cornell. Get you that job. This is a great place to train for that. Well, while we're here, why don't we do a little bit of design work, shall we? I want to point something out that's really, really helpful. I grabbed a status bar, and if you're wondering where I got that from, I went over to, first I went over to Adobe's site, and that led me to Apple's site, where they have a whole list of design files, one of those being for Adobe XD. And it has all of the assets you might need. It's a great UI kit for iOS. They have them for Android as well. They have them for Apple TV. They got them for the watch. They got them for Google Pixels. They got them for everything. So just look on the Adobe site and check that out. But I just grabbed a status bar right out of here and brought it right over there. Isn't that nice? That's nice. Okay, so UI kits are a helpful thing to get you along your way. It's not cheating, it's just helpful. Why reinvent the wheel when the wheel has already been created, right? That's what we're talking about. Okay, so with that being said, let's take a look at our design. We got a status bar up top. We got a very obvious title that just says shorts. We got a little cart and kind of like a active state for our cart, a little navigation icon I made. And then we have a bunch of little shorts. Now you look at these and they're kind of interesting because it's literally just one JPEG Are we seeing that? And I've masked the shorts out. And so I literally just took the same one, duplicated it, and moved the mask, and moved the mask, and moved the mask, and just masked out the little shorts. Isn't that convenient? All right. And then what I also did was, it might look a little bit different than your starting file. I wanted to just spruce these up. Instead of just having a flat color, I took those shorts and I just created an overlay with another shape. So let's create a mask really quick. If you're not too hip to the mask making, let's do that really quick. I'm gonna hit R for rectangle. I brought my shorts in, and we're doing this kind of masonry grid, right? So we want like different sizes, all that kind of fun stuff. I'm gonna turn the border off and use my color picker. Let's grab this orange from inside, okay? And I'm gonna put my shorts over it, and this is what they initially looked like. This is fine if this is what you wanna do, but if you wanna add a little bit of that pizzazz to your design, I'm just gonna take these, I'm gonna group them together. I'm gonna blow up these shorts really massively and use Command or Control left bracket to move them behind my shape. Then what am I gonna do? I'm gonna grab both. The shape, check it out. The rectangle is on top, the shorts are underneath. I'm gonna grab both of them, Command or Control Shift M for mask. Now we've masked out our shape. What does that do for us? Well, I can always click back in here and I can always move around my mask, but then I can bring it on top. And all I did was just bring the opacity down. Look at that. And it's a little texture behind it. It looks nice. I like it anyways. So that's what we're doing here. So we're gonna grab all of these and we're gonna group them together. Woo, let's make sure we grab everything inside there though. The shorts, the actual background, and the overlay. And we'll just call this shorts 3. I think that's what we're calling that. Look, we'll move it right down there in our layer stack, just like so. Why don't we group these things together? These look pretty cool. And I tell you what, why don't we just move these right up? I was gonna do some other stuff to this, maybe add a search bar, but I don't even think we need to do that. We really wanna focus on this animation, don't we? If you have any questions, please post those in the chat and I will respond to you. I'll do my best. Okay, here we go. Now let's keep going with this little process that we're doing here. I'm going to just drag this thing down here. Woo, let's duplicate it by holding Alt and dragging out another version. And then we're gonna grab the overlay and the background. Let's just do something like, maybe we'll go smaller like this. Yeah, let's line that thing up. We'll bring the shorts up and we will actually get rid of those shorts. Let's grab a new set of shorts. This is a fun looking pair, isn't it? These colors, these graphics are just insanely amazing. All right, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in to our background. Let's get ourselves this yellow color, okay? And then where is our overlay? It's here, isn't it? So what we can do is, since we already have that built, we'll just copy the shorts there. We'll come into our overlay. We will just paste it right in there. And where are those shorts? They're right there. We'll just zoom them out, get rid of the other one, and take these overlaid shorts and just bring that texture down. That's all we're doing there. We're just having fun with masks, aren't we? Okay, so let's bring it down even a little bit more. Something like that. Okay, I tell you what, we could do this over and over, and I don't have time to keep building all these things. Why don't we just duplicate really quickly and get rid of these? Well, I tell you what, why don't we do this? Why don't we just go with the shorts we have, because we don't have a whole lot of time. We got to do this really, really fast. Cornell says, Jesse, I saw your website and you're up to create projects together. Is that true? Hey, I always love creating projects. Always. I may or may not always be available, but I'm always down. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. We have our little top, let's call these controls right there. And we have shorts 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, great. Here is what I'm gonna do. I want some sort of little icon, okay? So I might actually, let's do this. Let's get rid of this thing. I feel like that hamburger nav is boring, isn't it? Like, we don't need that. But let's do a new icon. Let's build a custom icon really quickly, because you know why? Because we can. That's why. Let's hit R for rectangle. We're just gonna draw a little bit of a rectangle there. Let's make sure we're using this black color, this off black, or that's pure black, but hey, whatever. And it has a white fill, that's fine. We're just gonna move this over like so. And we're just getting a similar sized icon here, okay? But we want it to represent, don't we? We want this to represent the layout that you can go to. So we want to click on this layout and we want to change the look of the layout, okay? From the masonry grid that we're currently in to a new single column layout, maybe something like that. I tell you what, let's just go, yeah, let's do 3. We're gonna have to shrink all of these up though. So let's just take the height of each of these and shrink them down like that. And I'm gonna group this together. I'm gonna cut it. Why am I gonna cut it? Because I wanna come inside here, paste it right there. And I wanna get rid of this menu icon. We don't need that. Let's get in there and just check this thing out. Let's just tuck it up. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna name these really quick. 1, 2, 3, and you'll see why, okay? Because we have our icon, let's call this icon L for icon layout. I want to create a component out of it. Command or Control K has created a component. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to my states. You know I love me some component states. I'm going to come over here and say masonry, okay? So we have the masonry and we have the default, okay? What do we do with our masonry? We're going to zoom in and we're going to transform our little icon whoop, whoop, to be more of a masonry layout. And then when I switch back and forth, it will do what I tell it to do. And it'll look cool, like a little masonry layout. Okay, something like that. So now we have our icon. We should be able to go back and forth between the two. Okay, pretty cool. Now we have a little component state there. That's pretty radical. Next thing we want to do is we're going to have to convert each of these pairs of shorts in their masonry format layout like this and convert them to a single column. So what I'm going to want to do is, the easiest way to probably do this is just to grab all the shorts, right? Let's grab all. Whoa, why are you not in your home, little guy? You should be there. 3, this should be shorts 4. Let's call him shorts 4. Let's open him up and let's pop these little guys right in there. All right, now we're all organized, aren't we? Okay, let's lock our controls really quick so we don't mess with anything. I'm gonna grab all my shorts and I'm going to component them, okay? So this is my shorts component. Shorts grid, let's call it shorts grid. I want a new default or a new state. We're gonna call this masonry grid, okay? The reason I'm putting grid behind it is because I already named the icon masonry. And so I wanna make sure that when I'm looking at the different states or actions that I know exactly what's what, okay? So we have the default state. Actually, this one should be single column grid. Sorry, because the default is the masonry. So with the single column grid selected here in our component states, we are going to start laying out our single column grid. All right. So let's just bring these down, and first we'll put them in order. Okay, just like so. And then let's start playing with the backgrounds here. So I'm going to grab this background square, drag it out full width. I'm going to grab my overlay of my shorts here. Do the whole overlay. I'm going to stretch the overlay out. And then I'm like, whoa, where are you, overlay? There you are. Let's stretch you out like that, okay? Something like that, but we want those shorts to expand, don't we? We surely do. Let's grab those little shorts, whoop, just fill the space. And these, the actual main shorts that are in there, those need to come over and be dead center. You tracking with what I'm doing here? All right, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna do my best. So that's shorts 1. Let's go to shorts 2. Let's do the same thing. Grab the background. And we might have to stop because I don't have time, but I'm going to do my best. Here we go. This is one of those times when you do like tedious amounts of work, right? But when you do it, it pays off. They look great, all right? I would definitely take the time to make sure these are all the right height and width and stuff. I'm just eyeballing them right now so we can get this challenge done. Yours should and will look much better than mine, I would expect, because you're gonna put in that time. You're gonna put in that homework time. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna grab this, do it. Let's just do it to one more so we can see this thing come to life a little bit. It's just cool. You're going to be able to see all of the different elements animate. So the shorts will enlarge, the background will also move, and we're going to change our mask to fill the whole thing, and the shorts inside will enlarge, so we'll still get that texture in there, that pattern, excuse me. So let's do that, okay? Something like that. Now we have the default, which is the masonry, and we have the single column, okay? With that being said, let's go back to our masonry and let's come in here and we're gonna grab the whole thing, this top control and the shorts grid. But before I do that, I'm gonna do an invisible tap. I know that I'm about to do some prototyping and I want a tappable thing. So I'm gonna put it right there, nice and big for me to tap. And then I'm gonna grab all that. I'm gonna name it really quick, tap. And I'm going to grab my tap, my controls, and my grid, just like that. Boom, I'm nesting this component, okay? Let's call this master grid. Now, let's head over to prototype and we're about to use component states again to flip back and forth in between the two. All right, everybody with me right now? Cool, I'm gonna hit tap and, excuse me, before we do this, I have my master grid selected. I need to create a new state. And this is gonna be single column master, just like that. And what do? We're gonna come in single column master and we're gonna take the other components that we have here and switch them. So this is gonna go to masonry and this one's gonna go to single column. Now we have the switch back and forth between single column and masonry. So now we can come into prototype, select our tappable point, and we are going to, on tap, we're gonna auto-animate to the single column master, and let's do a little bit of snapping, and let's do it like 0.5 seconds. That'll be pretty good, okay? And now we wanna go to that single column, and we wanna do the same thing. We're gonna grab that tappable area, auto-animate back to default, good to go. Here we have our layout. So we should be able to tap here, and if you notice, I get a little animation of my icon as well. Check that bad boy out. So our icon is animating, and our shorts are animating into a single column layout. Now we would probably want to fix that little guy right there. Heck, why don't we just do it really, well, I'm gonna leave it. Okay, so with that being said, let's do an overlay so that our user has the opportunity to click on any one of these elements and then we can just pop it in there, shall we? Okay, let's do it. So let's design a little overlay. I'm gonna do just an artboard about that size, okay? And I wanna click on my red one. So I'm gonna come in and grab these red shorts here. Boom, just like those. Let's take this text and just duplicate it. We're not really focused on typography right now, but let's call these the red riders, something like that, okay? We'll put that right there. And then let's zoom in while we're working so we can see what we are doing. We're gonna hurry up so we can review some of these awesome submissions that you guys did from yesterday's work, okay? So let's do $19.99 for these shorts. It's a sweet deal for some shorts. Okay, something like that. Let's put these real big right there in the middle. Not the coolest overlay by any means, but it might get the job done, okay? So let's put those up. Let's just create a really quick little button. I'm gonna make my artboard a little longer. Rectangle, boom. And fill it with red, something like that. Let's bring our text down, bring it in front and just say, add to cart. Really simple, really easy stuff here, but we're just trying to rush and get it done so that we can turn this into an overlay, okay? So again, not the coolest thing of all time, but it could be something. Why don't we just really quickly make it a little bit cooler? And just add a little tiny bit of that texture behind it. Whoa, that's too much even. Just like 2%. It's barely visible, but it's there, right? Okay, we're gonna call this Artboard Overlay, just like so. And then what we want to do is, let's click inside of our shorts one. We want to prototype this bad boy, and we want to, on tap, we want to overlay. And which artboard? The overlay artboard. Let's put it right in the middle, folks. Boom. Have you ever played with the overlays? You put it wherever you want, wherever your little heart desires it to be. Now you're gonna see a problem the moment we do this though. Let's just look at it really quick. I tap it and I get it and there's nothing there, right? I told you there was gonna be a problem. Let's go back to design. The problem is there's no background to this thing. So what we'd actually want to do is draw a white thing like that. And a lot of people do overlays different ways. So you could do it something like this. And if you want to, you could also open your artboards back up and do a full-sized thing, a full-sized artboard over there, and copy it and paste it over here, right? Why would you do such a thing? Well, I'll tell you in a second. Watch this. We can use this whole thing. Remember our masking technique? We're gonna grab the rectangle and we're gonna grab everything in here and we're going to mask it just like so, okay? And then we can delete this one and do one more rectangle top to bottom, and we're almost done with our design right now. Let's fill it with a very opaque black like so and make sure it's behind. And let's rename this overlay just like that. Now we have a new overlay. And you know, we could play with this a little bit if we wanted to. We could round the corners. We could do a little drop shadow there. Why don't we just do that really quick? Tiny little drop shadow. Okay, and now this thing is going to overlay everywhere. So what that means is, let's come in here and prototype that again. Boom, just like that. Tap, overlay, overlay, dissolve, snap, everything, all good. Okay, let's try it really quick. Now we get a full overlay across your entire artboard, little bit of opacity on that thing. And if we want it to be more, now we're just going to play with it, right? Let's come back to design. Maybe we want it to be more like 55. Let's check it out again. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Let's make sure that our little prototype home is there on our first artboard. Let's press play. Check it out just like that, okay? And we can click anywhere on the screen to remove our overlay. I think that's nice. I think that works. It gives the impression that a user could, you know, move around like that, change the layout, and well, we would definitely have to do this now too. We'd have to come in, do the same thing, boop, just like that, overlay, just like that. And now we've connected all the states, right? So you can do this from anywhere. Pretty smooth stuff. And you can do that for each one of the different pairs of shorts. Really, really fun. Have some fun with it, play with it, get creative, do some interesting stuff. But that's a little bit of masking, a little bit of overlays, a whole lot of auto-animate, and even a tiny little custom kind of icon right there. So with that being said, why don't we kick back over? We have just a few minutes to take a look at some submissions before we sign out today. This first submission is from Rafaela Ogawa. Probably said your name wrong. I'm very sorry. I'm bad at the names. But they have been stacking their projects into one file, which I really, really like. It's super interesting. I want to point this out. This is a great opportunity for you to use Behance as a way of promoting your work, maybe even getting hired. So with that being said, take the time and the care. Look at each of these are kind of branded a similar way. They have a style to them. They are stylized presentationally. But if we scroll down, I think the last submission from this person was here from Rafaela was the galactic scroll groups, which was a fun one. Let's see a little bit of this work. Really nice. Nice vertical scroll groups, being able to pan around. Look at that. And then I'm sure they also are going to tap on the one above it. They were able to tap on things and get fun little, look at that little wind up, the little animations happening there. Great submission by Rafaela. That's wonderful. Okay, this one's from Diva, and this is a little bit of a twist on one of our challenges. They actually took the audio prototyping feature and they made a sightseeing app, but for extinct animals. Come on, I love the creativity. That's where you'd have like your images of a T-Rex in there. I see, okay. So panning around, kind of like in a museum, maybe? Is that what we're doing? Very cool. Okay, like maybe a layout of the floor of a museum, and then, oh, that's a really slick one, okay? Even the tabbed feature, I'm not the biggest fan of using tabs like that in mobile, but they do have their place. Maybe look into some segmented control styling instead of tabs. That's a nicer look in my opinion, but really beautiful animation. We have about one more minute. This one is, I forget who this one was from. I saw it here earlier. Oh boy, I lost the name. I'm so sorry. Oh, there it is. Pramod. I probably said that name wrong too. I'm so sorry. But this is the school app from yesterday. And I believe if I turn my volume up, it had some audible stuff. Whoa, that's a loud noise. Oh, that's a nice little one. Little audio stuff everywhere. I dig it. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Good use of the audio. I mean, that was a tough one. Doing stuff for kids is very, very tough, but I think you did a good job. So good work there. Last one, and then we have got to say aloha oi, which is goodbye for the day. This is a little intro to Spanish. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Is this the one? Yeah, let's look at this one, actually. I wanted to look at this one. Mona Anwar did their, again, an educational application from yesterday's challenge. Nice use of color. I love the contrasting colors. Love is it like really, really nice. Animations are really, really slick, really, really smooth. I'd be careful about boxing too many things in. I like the idea of boxing these modules like that in, but once you get to the course, I want to see that opened up a little bit more, have a little bit more breathing room, but really nice aesthetic, really nice implementation. Really cool stuff. Hey, if you wanted to know where to join the Discord, that is the link that I forgot to flash earlier. And if you want to make sure that you stick around for some more awesome content. We have Drawing Along with Kyle T. Webster coming up next. And then we also have some horrible green screen action going on down here. But we have a design off with Voodoo Val and Meredith Schomburg. That is it for today's Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Work hard, put your stuff inside a Discord, join the challenge. We'll see you right back here tomorrow for the final day of this week's XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Jesse Showalter. See you tomorrow.